Hello, friends. Good evening. Welcome back to this last day of Power BI series. Today, we're going to learn a lot of things. Today, we have a very important thing which is called as DAX. DAX is nothing but data analysis and expression. That is what we are going to do. After that, we will also be doing the visualization. We will also be learning visualizations, that is, creating different kinds of charts, graphs, and stuff like that. We'll also be learning about Power BI service. So three topics in waiting today that we are going to be completing with today's session. So friends, now here, when we talk about the things that we have done till now, our Power Query, we completed Power Query yesterday. Although when I say we completed, doesn't mean we actually did each and everything. There's still a lot of things which can be done in Power Query, but uh, to a certain extent, we can claim that we have completed the Power Query topic. In Power Query, we learned about unpivoting data, merging multiple files into one file, doing VLOOKUP, writing formula, and stuff like that. Then we went to the we went to the data model part, and yesterday we created this data model, which is your actual Power BI data model. Yeah. So from this point onwards, we are going to start working on Power Pivot, DAX today. So if I have to do a quick recap of what we did in this data model yesterday, we imported three different tables, and after importing three different tables, we then went ahead and created the relationship between all these three tables. We also understood what are the different kinds of relationships that we have in Power BI, and we did uh, create a small table with the help of that relationship. In this, we also learned what is the meaning of bidirectional relationship and single directional relationship. If you look at this one, we learned about what are bidirectional relationships and what are their importance. What are the pros and cons of having bidirectional relationships? Okay, so friends, these are the things that we have done so far. Before I proceed, I would like to start with a question. So, are there any questions pertaining to the topics that we have done yesterday? If there are no questions, then I will start with today's session. Yeah? Are there any questions, friends? So, let me open the question answer panel. Okay, screen not visible. I have not yet shared the screen. Okay. Siddharth Gandhi, you want me to explain bidirectional relationship once again? Is it what you wanted? Just 1 second. I'm just expanding the screen. Okay. Okay. So let me first of all just give me a moment. Okay. I am sharing the screen. Please let me know if my screen is visible to all of you. Okay. Okay. Now, friends, uh, what we are going to do is when we talk about bi-directional relationships, we'll get started with bi-directional relationship, and I remember that we are yet to talk about what exactly are bi-directional relationship and what are the solution, because yesterday we only discussed about the problem and we did not discuss the solution. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the solution here. So now, first thing that we will do in bi-directional relationship is, let's expand the window. I'm pretty sure that you guys must have opened this file. Okay, so this was the bidirectional relationship. This is the same file that we worked upon yesterday, and today I am going to reuse the same file. Okay, so let's understand what is the problem in bidirectional relationship. Now here, first thing that we will do with bidirectional relationship is let's understand the meaning of what exactly is it. See, yesterday what we did was we followed this particular table wherein customer table here we have one. That means every entry in customer table is unique. What it means is none of these entries are duplicate. Okay, so every entry in this table are unique. However, the same entry, customer ID is unique here, but the same customer ID is repeating multiple times. Now, why would that happen? Why would it repeat multiple times? That will repeat multiple times because customer ID is unique here, which is the individual identity of a customer. But here in order, this customer is placing multiple orders. This customer is placing multiple orders and hence customer ID is duplicate here. Similarly, this is product ID which is unique here and one product may feature in multiple orders and that's the reason the same product ID is duplicate. So that's the reason here we have one means unique, star means many. So this relationship is called as one to many relationship. Okay. There are different types of relationship, that is one to one relationship, one to many to one, and many to many. Because of the time constraint, I'm not going to discuss other types of relationships. Yeah. Now here, next thing, when we talk about this relationship one to many, I hope you would have understood. Now what happens here is we have created a table. Okay. Now when we talk about our table is when we talk about our particular table here, when we talk about this particular table here, this is Asia Pacific. Okay, now Asia Pacific has a total which is 4,67,682.84. That means what exactly is happening right now is when you talk about this customer ID, or sorry, this market is we have to filter based on this market. Where do we have to filter? We have to filter in orders table. Now, when we talk about filtering in orders table, what happens here is when we talk about filtering in orders table, what exactly happens? That this filter is done in orders table. So, and then what is the total of all the profit in with respect to Asia Pacific gets filtered, and here we get the total. Why is that filtering happening here? Because this direction, this arrow towards the order supports it, and filter direction is always one to many. Okay. Now, when we talk about this one to many relationship here, when we talk about this one to many relationship here, this one to many relationship supports the direction. But when we talk about this particular direction, that filter is not supported. Here, if I rearrange this table, let me create one more table just to make you all understand. I copy this and I paste. So what I'm doing, I'm copying and pasting. All right. Now here, let me remove market. Okay. I have removed market and let me add, let me do it the other way. I remove product name or let me add product name. So these are various products that we have. And I would like to get the count of customer buying each product. Okay. This product has given me this profit and let me find out how many customer had bought this particular product. So what I'm doing the reverse way. I drag customer ID and I'm putting it here. And now what I'm doing, let me go ahead and get the sum. So I have added the customer ID and I will now get the count. All right. Now see the problem here, count is also behaving in the same way. Now what is happening? Understand this particular relationship. The first thing that I have here is filter was traveling from customer to order. and customer order relationship is perfect. But customer to order and then order to product, that was the problematic situation here. And hence it was not counting the number of products. Similarly, if I talk about it in the reverse way, these are the product names and these are the profit. So from here to here, the filter is happening very well because the direction supports it. Okay, this filter direction supports it. But from here to further propagating filter to this table is not happening. And that is because of bidirectional relationship. So what we can do in order to solve this problem, let me first double click here and I change this relationship to both. And when I click on both, see here, this is the bidirectional relationship and this particular problem has been taken care. Let me go ahead and change this relationship also. What exactly is now happening? I am changing it to both. And when I change it to both, see, this is both. Now, both these tables are working perfectly fine. Okay. But as I mentioned, when you do bidirectional relationship, both these tables are assumed to be a single table. Okay. When you assume them to be a single table, what exactly happens is uh, the database size grows virtually. In memory, it duplicates the entire table. So all these three tables are being considered as one single flat file. Now, remember, Power BI is not a flat file database system. It is a relational database system. I repeat, Power BI is not a flat file system. It's a relational database system. And having done this bidirectional relationship, what does it do? It virtually converts this into a flat file. So all these three tables are contributing or are creating a virtual flat file system, which is against the rule of RDBMS, which is Relational Database Management System. Okay. So hence, you should avoid doing this bidirectional relationship. This should be your last method to resolve the problem. I repeat, converting single to bidirectional relationship should be your last approach to solve the problem. Otherwise, you have other ways of dealing with that problem that we'll see later in the session today. Okay. So for now, I'm changing this relationship to single. Okay. I'm changing this relationship to single, both the relationships. Okay. Now, uh, okay, what are we going to do now? So for yesterday, we resolved that problem by changing the relationship to bidirectional relationship. But I am keeping this on for now. I'm not resolving this problem for now. I will tell you how to resolve this problem little later. Why? Because we have not covered the calculate function as yet. Okay. So since we have not covered calculate function as yet, this will not be the right approach to resolve that problem. Okay. So now, uh, next thing, what are we going to do here is let's learn about one more method. Now, see, yesterday I think it was I forgot the name of the gentleman who asked me the question about. I mean, if that person is here, please let me know. That person asked me how do we do month-on-month analysis, quarter-on-quarter analysis, and YTD, MTD, and stuff like that. That was the question. Okay, so I'm going to answer that question now, and we are going to do the time intelligence function, which is the core of your Power BI. Okay. Now, there is one more question. Let me just ask, will you also show us how to extract JSON file in Excel in Power BI? Okay, so let me tell you, Seshu Kumar, the JSON file, I don't have the example of JSON file as yet, but I can just download it from the internet and maybe after the break, I can show it to you. But see, when you talk about importing the JSON file, it's not at all a big deal. Here you can go to get data and you can go to more, and under the file option, you do have the option of JSON. Let me show that to you. Okay. So here under the file, you have the JSON option. So if you have the JSON file, just click on it, click connect, and just give the path of that JSON file and it will automatically extract the data. So it's not at all a big deal. The way you do it for Excel, the same way you would do it for JSON. Okay, it's not at all difficult. I'm not sure if this was your question, but I read it as that. So just in case if this doesn't answer your question, please rephrase your question and ask it again. Thank you. Okay. So now what are we going to do is, so now the next thing that we have here is how do we deal with this particular situation where, uh, sorry, how do we do time intelligence function? Okay. Now understand, whenever you do time intelligence function, you should have a separate date table. You do not have a separate date table in this particular uh, data model. So we'll have to create a date table. Now let's understand what exactly is a date table and how should we create one. Now, okay, but the GST files that we get from e-invoices is very difficult to extract. So Sesha Kumar, I'm just parking your question for now. We shall have that discussion later if the time is available. Uh, okay, so what are we going to do is, next thing is, when we talk about the time intelligence function and when we talk about the date table, what are we going to do is we are going to create a date table, and that date table is going to be uh, uh, dates for a date span. Now what does that mean? Let us take an example. I see that first, I would like to create a date table to analyze the last 10 years data. So what I can do is I can find out the earliest date in my database and latest date in my database, and using that earliest date and latest date, I can create one row for each day from that day till the last date. As an example, let's assume that in my database, the earliest date is of, let's say, 2001. Okay, so the earliest date that I have is from the year 2001. Now, if I talk about the earliest date to be 2001, that means from 2001, and the latest date is, let's say, 2010. So these 10 years that we have, from 2001 to 2010, I will have each day's day entry available in that date table. Now, how do we create that date table? Just give me a moment, just 1 second, friends. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So when we talk about date table, how do we create a date table? So in order to create one date table, here I go to this option that says new. Okay. When I go to new table, here it is now giving me the option. Here I have the option which is a date table, and here I can give the name. So I name it as date table. I have written the name as date table, and you can name it anything. I click equal to calendar. Now there are two functions, calendar or calendar auto. Now here, if I choose calendar function, it will automatically choose the dates. It will automatically take the dates as, let's take an example. The calendar auto function will, here I have to manually type the start date and the end date, and it will generate every single day between that range. Yeah, but this is a static method. Now when I talk about the static method, what will it do here is, in this method, it will not change as the data grows. So that's a disadvantage. Okay, that's a disadvantage. So what is the advantage here is the data size does not grow, right? This is good for the static data, but it is not at all good for the dynamic data. So what is the solution that we have now? We can use calendar auto function. Okay. So when we talk about the calendar auto function here, when you talk about the calendar auto function, just give me a moment. Here I talk about, there is some challenge with my headphone. Just give me a moment, friends. I'm very sorry, friends. My attention was getting diverted because my headphone had some issue. So I've replaced the headphone, and I think now there won't be any issue. Actually, I was getting disturbed by the audio noise that I was getting back. So let's get started now. So when I'm talking about the date table here, we have the date table, which is calendar. So I have two functions, calendar and calendar auto. So calendar function has a static date range. It does not change unless we make it dynamic. But calendar auto function will be dynamic. As the database grows, this date range will automatically grow. Okay. Now see, calendar auto function will automatically determine my start year of my database and the end year of the database. Yeah. Now here we have to first give the fiscal year end month. That means, does my fiscal year end with March, or does it end with December, or does it end with June? So there are different fiscal year depending on the country or the business type that you are into. Yeah. Okay. So now when we talk about this fiscal year, yeah, I am now choosing 12 as the default. Now, I'm sure most of you would be interested in April to March kind of calendar, or different calendars. So, like I showed yesterday, my YouTube channel has that video, because it will not be possible for me to go to that depth and explain the concepts, because that itself is a little lengthy topic. So here there is a fiscal year report. Please do watch this uh, link. I'm putting it in the chat window. Just give me a moment. Okay. All right. So what I've done is I have pasted the link for those who are interested in the fiscal year calculation. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is, if I don't choose 12, if I don't choose 12, then by default it will take December as the fiscal year end month. If I have to choose March, I'll type 03. If I have to choose June, I'll type 06. It's that way. Okay, but it's not uh, limited to only setting the number. There are different things that need to be done to have a get report based on the fiscal year. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to type 12 and close the tab and press enter. Now see what happens. If this calendar auto function detects that my data starts with 2010, let's say July 2010, I have given 12 because my fiscal year ends at December. So what this calendar auto function will do is, it will still start. See, remember, my first date belongs to July month, but it still start adding the date from 1st of January 2010, and my end date is, let's say, 2018, and 2018 Jan is the end year, but the date range will continue to December 2018. So it includes the complete date range. Let's see an example. So what did I do, friends? In order to create a table, I went to modeling tab, and there is an option new table. I selected new table and I wrote this date table function and I pressed enter. Okay, so what do I do now here is, I have created the date table here, and let's go to the left hand side and let's take a look at the date table. So here is my date table, and as you can see, my first date is 1st of January. Okay. Uh, I see 1st of January 2011, and if I go at the end, my end date would be the 31st December 2015. Okay, so I have written it 31st December 2015. If I change this to, let's say, 03, close the bracket, enter, see here. It starts with 1st of April, first date, and continues till 31st 3 2015. So that's how this date range changes, and a lot depends on that. Okay, so I make it 12. Now let's say if I don't choose 12, let's see what happens. If I don't choose 12, by default 12 is the number. Okay, as I mentioned. Now remember one thing, ideally, had it been Excel, this is just a power tip for you. Had it been Excel, I always recommend that this date and the time should be in the same cell. Just in case, if you have to do the date and time calculation, you should always have date and time in the same cell. Okay. But my experience shows that if you keep date and time in the same cell in Power BI, it increases the data size to multi-folds. I repeat, the date and time, if it is in the same cell, it will increase the database size to multi-fold. That is the known issue. Okay. Now, what can you do? You can simply split this here when you go to this option. Okay, so here we have to go in Power Query to be able to split it like that, or else we'll have to use new column functionality. We don't have directly split option available in Power BI. We have to go to Power Query. But at the moment, we don't need the time, so I can simply go ahead and select the data type as, instead of date and time, I'll choose date, and I can choose what should the format be. Okay, so under column tools, I have changed it to date, and I name it as a date table. So this is my date column. All right. Now, by default, if you have the date, these are something which is done by default by Power Query itself. That is year, quarter, month, and day. This split has been done by Power Query itself, and it's not only with the date table, but it is available every year, everywhere. So see, this is orders table. Under the order date and ship date, we have the same thing. Okay. Now, before I proceed ahead, let me take a few questions that I have in waiting. I have sales file with multiple line items having different invoice dates. How can I compare sales collective on month on month? I think Ashish Desai, it was your question on MOM. I'm going to come to that. Just give me some time. I'm going to cover that part. I mentioned yesterday itself. I think it was you yesterday who asked that question, right? And then I have, please repeat table creation, that I've already done. Okay. Does the time and intelligence function analyze only 10 years? Indranil does. That is not the case. You can do the time and date analysis for any date range. It need not be only for 10 years. I just gave the example of for 10 years. Yeah, that is not the must. Okay. So next thing, what I'm going to do. Yeah. So here I have created this date table. Now this date table is of no use unless and until we bind it into a relationship. So we go to the relationship tab, and here is the date table. Okay. Now here is the date table. What are we going to do now? We are going to connect it with the dates in different areas. So if you look at your orders table, okay, let me just zoom it so that all of you can read what is there on the screen. Okay, if you look at orders table, I have orders date and I have shipped date. Okay, now remember, I have two date column. Just a question to all of you: what do you think I should connect this date with? Order date or ship date? Which one do you think is more important, or which one do you think I should connect it with for a relationship? Order date. Pratik says order date. Why do you say order date and not the ship date? What if I want to do the analysis on the ship date product, because ship date means your sale has been done, the product has been shipped to the customer. Don't you think that is the better way of analyzing the data? Okay, Ashish says both dates, but the problem here, your answer is correct, Ashish, that we should select both the dates, but the problem is only one date can be active. Okay, so let me show it to you. Let's say we give more priority, as most of the people have said, order date is more important. That looks more practical. So I connect order date with date. Okay, so here is one relationship between order date and this date table. Now, what I'm going to do, let me add ship date also to this date table. Now, the problem here is, although we have been able to create multiple relationship with these tables, but this dotted line means it is inactive. That means it is of no use even if we have connected both these tables. Okay, did you understand that problem? Yeah. So this table, this relationship is inactive, and the other relationship is active. Okay, did we understand that part? Now, here is another challenge with the relationship. So we have two questions in waiting. How do we resolve the bidirectional problem? And second thing, how do we use this inactive relationship in our Power BI? So I'm going to take up these two questions a little later. One is bidirectional relationship problem that we have already discussed, and I don't want to repeat it again. Second thing, how to make use of this inactive relationship. Now, it can't be that every time I make this relationship inactive, and make this relationship active. If I do that, the entire report will start giving me false information, and all the figures will change, right? So it can't be. So just in case, for your information, if I have to make this relationship active, I can simply double click on that, and here is the option, make this relationship active. But that is not the solution that we have. I can't switch between this active and inactive relationship. So there is a method. So these are the two main things that we are going to see now. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's get into this problem, to understanding more solutions of writing DAX function. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to do is I will come here, and let's say I create this over here, and let's say I would like to create write a simple functions. I would like to find out how many products do we have in total. Okay, now here I'm going to purposely use the order table primarily, just to give you the examples. Okay, so I would like to find out how many products that we have. Yeah, so let's say I go to orders table and I write a simple function. So I'm going to write simple functions that we would use in Excel. Okay, now understand here, we have new measure, and we can create columns also. Do you see here, we can create columns also. If I have to do a simple calculation, let's say I would like to calculate the profit here. So yeah, cost price or sales price. So sales price multiplied by quantity, I can create a column which says sales price. So all I can do is column. When I do the column, now see here I'm creating a column, right? So this is sales price equal to sales multiplied by quantity. So I type sales, order sales multiplied by quantity. See how simple is it? I press enter, and see, this is how we created a new column. But let me tell you, friends, you should refrain from creating extra columns or additional columns unless and until that is the only solution that you have in hand. Why? See, when you talk about creating a column, we have got 50,000 rows, 51,290 rows. Okay. Now, when I multiplied that sales into quantity, I got this price, right? Sales into quantity, I got this price. Now, if I talk about this particular price that we have, this entire column of price, uh, I have done 50,000 calculation in my databases, right? So this is likely to reduce the performance of my database, right? So unless and until you have no other choice than creating a column, do not create a column. What is the solution then? The solution is measures. These are measures. Okay. So what are we going to do now? We are going to do a quick measure. Yeah. Sorry, not this quick measure. I'm going to come to that later. I'm going to type new measure. So when I click on new measure, what I want to do is I would like to get the count of all the products. Sorry, I switched from, I was about to tell you the count of product, but I switched over to that calculation of adding a column because that was more important. And that is actually a very big topic. If you want, I can give you a term to Google later on. Do research on row context and filter context in Power BI. I repeat, I'm putting it on the chat here. Uh, do research more on row context and filter. Yeah, that's a very big concept which I may not be able to explain completely, but I'm just proceeding ahead. So what I want to do is I would like to find out how many products do we have. So I type count of products equal to, now this is how you write the function. So what did I do? I was in home tab, and in home tab I clicked on new measure, and when I wrote new measure, this row opened up and I started writing count of product. Now what should be the name of that calculation that we need to do first? Then we have to do equal to, and then I have to write uh, count of product is, what is the function in Excel? We have count. So I type count and I type now count of what? Product. Now I have product in order ID and product in products table. So one product ID or product is in product table and the other one is in orders table. Yeah. So product ID is featuring in both. Which one should we choose? Here I can choose any and it should give me the same answer. So let's say I choose the count of products, and now this column is coming from products table. Okay, it's not from orders table for now. So I select and I press enter. Okay, now see, I have written this formula, but nowhere I see the effect. This is the measure that we have created just now. Look at the calculator symbol here next to it. This calculator symbol means it's a measure, calculated column. Okay, sorry, calculated entity. Now, this is just a single line of text. It is not doing anything in my Power BI database, right? This will remain just a single line of text unless and until I add it on the canvas. It starts doing the calculation. It starts using the resources of my system only after adding it to my canvas. Okay. Now, what I just want to get the figure. So how do I do? This has by default selected this clustered column chart. I'll go ahead and use this card. I repeat, I wrote this formula by adding measure, and now I am going to switch from clustered column chart to card. When I do card, see, it says 10,000 product. I have approximately 10,000 product. All right. Now, do we really have 10,000 product? We'll see that. But see, it says 10K. I'm not interested in looking at 10K. I'm interested in looking at the exact figure. So I select this 10K. This visual is selected. I go to this format. Okay. When I go to this format, here I have the option data label, and here it says display units auto. I can display in thousands, millions, billions, trillions. I'll choose none. So I don't want it to be visible in thousands or millions or anything. When I choose none, see, this is what it looks like. I make it thousands, 10K. I make it million, so 0 million, because it is not a valid figure as yet. Okay, so I choose none and see the exact figure is visible. I repeat the steps once again. I select this visual, I drag this count of, I select this visual and then count of products over here. So after selecting this visual, if I drag this, it will still give me the same value, but it was 10K. I want actual value. So what I did was here, I went to format and under the data label, I changed display units to none. And you will see that it is giving me the exact value. So we have got 10,292 products. Okay. Now, I see, like I mentioned earlier, if I choose the product stable product ID or order stable, it shouldn't matter to us, right? So let me change this to product and now choose it from order stable. When I press enter, see this value that we have here changes to 51,290. Why does it change? It changes because when we talk about our orders table, we have 51,290 items. So it is counting every row, right? Look at this formula. It is counting every row and giving us the total number of products which have been sold. It is not giving us the details of how many products do we have available with us. It is giving me the count of all the products that have been sold. If I want to find out how many unique products have been sold as per the product ID table in orders table, sorry, product ID in orders table, I'll have to get the unique value to be counted. If the value gets duplicated, I don't want to do. Let's say product one, laptop appears 1,000 times. I'll still count it one because that's unique product that we have in our itinerary. Okay, in our inventory. Yeah. So what I need to do is I would like this. I don't want to count, but I want distinct count. That is unique count. So I type distinct. See, there is a function distinct count and I press enter and see here we get the option distinct count and that's 10,292. That's exactly what we had earlier. What? Yeah. Did you all understand the meaning? Why did we choose here the option? Uh, why did I replace this from products table to orders table? Just to show you the function of distinct count. If you directly go ahead and choose the choose the product ID from products table, no problem. It will show you how many products do you have in your inventory. It will still not show you how many of those inventory products being sold. That you can only obtain it from orders table. Let's say I have 10,000 products, but out of that, only 5,000 products have been sold, right? So here, taking the count from the orders table makes more sense because I need to know whether have I been able to sell all 10,000 products or is just a percentage of those products being sold. And if that is so, what is the percentage that I can easily find out by using this distinct count? That means these many unique products have been sold. Am I making sense here? Yeah. I hope this is making sense. So I'll proceed ahead. Okay. Now I'll quickly give you the function for calculating total profit and total sales. Yeah. So see how simple is it to calculate total profit. I again go ahead and click on new measure. And here I'm going to talk about clicking on total sales. Total sales equal to sum of sales. Yeah, I press enter. Okay, so here do you see total sales? Now I drag this onto my canvas. Okay, sorry. So now see what happens is I'll give you a trick. Now the trick is the another card that I would like to add here should have the same size and same height. That you can obtain by going to format and see here general, it gives you y position, width, and height. So you need to create another card and make sure that you change the height as well as width, right? But the problem is this is little lengthy method, and who is going to remember 244 and 125? At least I don't want to. So what we can do is simply copy, Control C, Control V. See, Control C, Control V is a very good shortcut. I'm sure you would have realized the power of Control C, Control V. The entire IT industry runs on Control C, Control V. Yeah. So what I did was I created copy of it. Now I don't have to match the size. To take a look at the size again, 244, 125. All I have to do now is remove this count of product and now just add total sales. Yeah. Now the problem is every time it Control C, Control. This is what happens when we blindly do Control C, Control V. The number of figures were not fitting into that. Okay, but anyways, doesn't matter. So this is just for your information. So again, I do Control C, Control V. I again copy this figure, Control C, Control V. Let me do it. At least height can be the same. So I do it. Now I would like to get the total profit. So I quickly go ahead and click on new measure and I type total profit equal to sum of profit. Okay, enter. Now I remove count of products and add total profit into it. See, again, this doesn't suit my needs, so I'll have to increase the width of the column. Okay, so whatever it is, so this is my total profit, count of sales, and stuff like that. You can get the counter. You can still go ahead and analyze more such products like uh, uh, total number of customers or shift mode or anything, total number of categories that you have, stuff like that. You can do those calculations. So I'm just leaving this now. You guys can do a better job than I am doing it. Yeah. Now, next thing. So what is the next thing that we have? Next thing is doing the calculation. And how do we do the calculation? Are we all good here so far? Everything is simple. Any questions? Because since long time we have more than 100 participants and no questions since last at least 15 to 20 minutes. So I was a little worried what happened to all the participants. Am I making it very complicated, or is it simple, or how is it? Let me know. Thank you, Deepak. Thanks, Subhash. Okay, so I'll now proceed ahead with okay. Okay, Deepak Chopra, will we get time? I was actually explaining it in a simple manner. I thought you would have done that. So if you want, please go ahead and try that. I can wait for a minute, and meanwhile, I will expect you to give it a try. Just give it a try. Yeah, so this is the function. Give it a try. Sagar, that's a brilliant question, Sagar Parmar. So his question is measure contextual, meaning that it will give different result when used with different data, context, or relationships. Yes, yes. So there are different functions that needs to be used when we talk about the context setting. Uh, I actually, it is very tempting for me to get into that particular filter context and all those things. Uh, let me let me see if I can give you the example of that. Okay. Okay. So Rohan, you're getting 25K. I really don't know where do you get that number from, because let me tell you what have I used, so that will give you some idea. See, when you talk about count of products, so this is the distinct count orders, the product ID from the orders table, and you must have the relationship created. Okay. Okay. All right. So, okay, can we show the relationship? Yes, the relationship is this: from customers to order date, from products to orders, and quantity and sales. Okay. Now, see here, what I'm going to do now. I think all of you would have done that. I'm proceeding ahead with the further examples here. Now it's the time to talk about, just give me a moment. Yeah, now is the time to talk about the YTD, year to date. Okay, now how do we do YTD? But before that, let me do the calculate function. Okay, so let me talk about the row context and filter context in brief. Okay, now what do we mean by row context? Okay, now see here, when we talk about the formula, see what I want to do here is I'd like to calculate the total profit. Okay, now what do I want here is, just give me a moment, friends. एक मिनट इधर आवाज all right, friends. So let's take an example. Now here, what I would like to do is, the calculation is sales multiplied by quantity minus discount plus profit. Okay, so this is the profit margin, or this is the profit amount that I would like to have with each product. So that is what the formula is. Okay, and I would like to calculate all these things, right? So sales multiplied by quantity minus discount plus profit. Now, if I have to create the total sales amount, okay, so what I do, I will do the calculation. Now, this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a column. As I said, why am I creating a column? Just to show you, without creating a column also this particular solution can be done. So I go to new column, and here what I'm going to do is I'll write total sales amount. Okay, now my simple calculation is sales multiplied by quantity minus discount plus profit. Okay, so this is the complete formula that I have in order to do this calculation. Okay, so this is the complete formula. Now let's talk about, I will give you one simple example of this by a chart. Let's talk about a chart, and here I'm going to talk about the same chart, that is market wise. So here is the market, and here is the new column that we have created, total sales amount, right? So this is the amount. Now what have we done here? We have, one second friends, here I'm not getting confused, but this is something I'll have to do it again. I have done it. Now let's say I would like to do this particular calculation. So we already have done this calculation. Now I would like to get it based on the category, right? Let's select the category for now, right? I'll choose the market in the next example. So I choose category. So these are all categories that we have, right? So what am I doing? Category wise total sales amount. So this is my total sales amount. So for furniture, this is the total sales amount. For office supplies, this is the total sales amount. For technology, this is the total sales amount. Let me increase the font a little bit. Okay. Okay. Let me put it here for now. Okay. Yes. Perfect. All right. Now, here I have created a column. Instead of column, I would like to write a function. Now, what exactly is the function here? So the calculation is I would like to multiply the quantity, sales multiplied by quantity minus discount plus profits. Yeah, that's the function. So let me try. And now this is little confusing. So just pay attention. Do not perform any activity. If you don't have a question, if you don't understand anything, please do ask questions. Okay, understand. I am writing a measure, and now I'm going to write a simple measure. So the measure here is going to be TOT sales AMT. I'm just writing the same thing in a short form. Okay, equal to sum of sales, order sales, multiplied by sum of quantity minus sum of discount plus sum of profit. What do you think? Will this give me the answer? This is a function. Is this going to give me the right answer or wrong answer? Just tell me. Yes or no? And meanwhile, let me open a file. Wrong. Siddharth, why wrong? Okay, what's the problem? Can you all tell me the problem? So Murtaza, you said total. So total means what? Is it going to give you the right answer or wrong answer? Fantastic, Siddharth. Okay, let me give you an example here. It will take total quantity and sales price. Okay, that's what I want. So it will give wrong answer. Okay, so let me give you an example. Why is it going to give me the wrong answer? So let us take an example here. I have physics column, chemistry column, and bio column. What I want to do, I would like to multiply physics, multiply by chemistry, multiply by, okay. I'd like to get the total of all these columns, okay, with multiplication. So first I need to multiply this, multiply by this, multiply by this, and then get the total of the entire column. So let's say I do the multiplication equal to this multiplied by this multiplied by this. Okay. So I'm getting individual multiplications done first. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'll drag it down and then I'll get the total. So Excel has a shortcut alt equal to and I get the total. Okay. So I get the total. So this is how the actual multiplication should work. But let's talk about this particular example that I did. I dragged this particular measure here and see the figures are extremely large. Why do we have extremely large figures? That is because based on total sales amount. Okay. Now, when you talk about why are we getting this value, that is why we are getting that is because what this particular formula has done, it has added individual values first. So first the entire physics was added, then chemistry, then bio, and then this was the solution. Okay, let me put it here and let me do okay. And let me do the calculation here. So this particular example is like this. This multiplied by this multiplied by this. So see how big is this number, right? Instead, I have done all these this calculation, individual row calculation, then this calculation, then added, then did for individual rows, and then added the entire value. I don't want to do these many calculations manually, right? So this example that we did here, this particular example is exactly similar to multiplying row by row calculation. First, we did each row by row calculations like this, and then we got the total. That's the right method. But if I use a shortcut like this, that doesn't solve the problem. Understood? Now, here, what are we supposed to do instead? sorry, in this example, this gave us the wrong answer. But if I don't want to do all these calculation and just get the answer in one quick function, the function is sum product. I choose this entire column multiplied by this entire column multiplied by this entire column, close the bracket, enter, and see this is exactly what we got here. Okay, so these two things are exactly the same. Now what is the difference between this particular function and this particular function? The sum product is not, although we have given the entire column, but it is not first adding the column, it is multiplying each row by row and adding it to the total. That is how the function is happening here. Okay, this calculation is happening, first multiplication is being done by row calculation, and then it is adding everything. Now this is called as row context in brief. Okay, so in order to do the calculation row with respect to row context wise and without creating an additional column, here what are we supposed to do? So now see here, I am going to create a new column, new measure. Okay, I'm going to create a new measure, and in that what I'm writing, total sales equal to, now here I'm not going to use sum function, but I am going to use sum x function. Okay, sum x function. Now it is asking me which table do we have to actually use. Which table are we using here? We are using orders table. Okay, now what is the expression that I need here? Remember, what exactly is the expression that I would need here? The expression that I need is uh, sales, order sales, order sales multiplied by quantity minus discount plus profit. Okay, so what did I do here? Order sales multiplied by quantity minus discount plus profit. This is the example that I did. Okay, remember one thing very important, I'm using sum x function. This function is to be applied in which table? Orders table. Now this table name is extremely important. I'm going to tell you the meaning of that, and that's what translates into row context that we were talking about. So this orders table, sum x function, orders table is very important because this particular entire calculation is going to happen only in orders table. Okay. Now what is the calculation? It's a simple mathematical formula, right? Bodmas rule. Simple as that. I press enter. Okay, it says rename measure. I think I have a total measure, sum x, total measure. I have total sales. Okay, total sales. Okay, sum x. I'm just writing sum x, and I press enter. See, this is total sales sum x. When I drag it here, the figures are exactly the same. See this figure, this figure, this figure, this figure. Now remember what exactly is it doing? Like sum product function. Do you all understood the sum product function? What does it do? It first does the row by row calculation, row by row calculation, row by row calculation. And once the calculation is done, then the amount is getting added, right? I'm not saying that the same sum product function is sum x. All I'm saying is the way row by row calculation is happening in sum product, despite giving the entire column as an input, it does the row by row calculation, and same row context is happening with this sum x function. I hope that is something easy to understand. Did you understand the difference between this? Sorry, not this. Just give me a moment. Which one is the function? Uh, Total sales amount. Okay, this is the one, I guess. Yeah. Total sales amount. Yeah, this is the total sales amount that we have. This function is not row by row. It is first adding and then doing the multiplications, subtraction and addition. Instead, we wrote another function which is sum x function, which does row by row calculation. So friends, I'm just going to copy this and paste it in the chat window, just in case if you want to try this on your system. Okay, is this clear? So this is row context. And if it is getting bouncer, please don't get disheartened. This one example and the next example is going to be the last example with this row context and filter context, and then I'm going to go to the time intelligence function. Actually, I wanted to start time intelligence function 15 to 20 minutes ago, but this concept is also equally important. Okay, no, I'm not speaking, Sunil. I took a pause. That's the reason there was no voice. I was just giving you some time to put it on your file and try it. Okay, next thing. So did you all understand this row context function feature? Okay, now I'm going to give you just 1 second. Okay, so friends, here I'll give you one example. Just try it on your system. I'm going to wait for 1 more minute to wait for the answer. Okay, now what I would like to get this same value, that is total sales amount, in the same calculation, but that I would like to get it for this table. So you remember I was giving you an example of this market wise. So can you give me this total sales amount? Can you write a function for this total sales amount with respect to market, right? So this is category wise total sales amount, again the same SumX function, but I'd like to get it with respect to market. Yeah, please give it a try. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Try something to get this value. And after you've done it, please put it in the chat window. So Sagar, is that a question for me or an answer for me? Pratik, answer. Okay, okay. Can you please, Sagar and Pratik, can you please paste your formula in the chat or in the question answer? Let me just take a look at that. What changes have you done in it? Okay, you're saying no change. Okay. So if I understand Sagar or Pratik, you have used the same formula and added it over here. Okay. So you have not made any changes to the formula, but you've just added it over here. Okay. Okay. So let's verify if your formula is correct or not. Okay. So for the Africa, okay. Now here, understand the value will not be correct. Although you're getting the value doesn't mean the value is correct, right? Getting a value doesn't mean it is correct. So let's do it my way and cross check the formula. Okay. Now here, what exactly is the formula? Here, when you talk about the formula, that is total sales amount. Okay. Total sales amount. Let's take a look at the formula. The formula says The table to be used is the orders table. But here, customer table also comes into picture. So now what needs to happen? Understand, friends. The sumx function that you have written should do the calculation on the basis of this filter coming from customer table. Okay, so filter, it should respect this filter. All right, so this is your value, and let me do one more calculation here, and this calculation is going to be slightly different. Let's take a look. I go to new measure, and this time I'm writing total sales calculate, yeah, equal to, I'm going to use calculate function, right? Now the calculate function, I'm going to write it in a simple way. So first thing, it is asking me for the expression. What is going to be my expression? So what is the calculation here? The calculation is going to be here total sales sum x. Okay. Now, okay. Now what I want to do here is, first thing is, it should do this calculation, that is total sales sum x. Now where should it do the calculation? It should do the filter. Now here we have this particular thing here. Let us understand this particular context. What exactly is happening here is, I am going ahead from the orders customers table to uh, orders table. Okay. Now when I go to orders table, hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Yeah, Pradip sir.
Am I audible, friends?
Yes, audible, sir. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, audible.
Actually, I've connected using my mobile. Just give me 2 minutes. There is some problem. My laptop is not getting restarted. Just give me 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, friends. I have connected. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay. Can you all see the screen? Okay. Sorry, friends. There was some sudden disconnection because of which it got cut off. So here we were discussing. Okay. Now let's take an example here. What I was doing is the total sales. Okay. Now here, when we talk about calculating total sales sum X, I close the bracket, okay, and I press enter. So far, so good. What exactly is happening here? When I talk about total sales, here both the values are matching, okay. Both the values, there is no difference between both the values. They are exactly the same thing. Why? Because we have not put any filter here. There is no filter which is acting, and it's just that it is filtering with respect to this one. Let me give one example here. Okay. Now the example is I would like to have the filter done on this particular criteria. So what I've done, what is the formula that I've written so far? I've just written calculate total sales mx sum x. So this is the function that we have. Okay. When we talk about this particular function, where is that function gone? This is the function. Okay. This is the function. What we are doing, we are using this function rather than writing this function again, the entire syntax again. I am just using it inside the calculate function. Okay. Now let me give one more criteria here. Here now here the problem, the real challenge comes, and the challenge is, if I say in this particular thing, let's come here. If I say the segment, I would like to see for one particular segment, right? And the segment is going to be, oh, let me just give you the segment name. Where is that segment gone? It should be in customers table. Yeah. Segment, we have consumer. What all segments do we have? Consumer, corporate, and home office. So let's choose the segment as consumer. Now here, if I add one more uh, filter into both the functions, first of all, let me close everything. First of all, if I talk about this particular Power BI, Let me add one more function in each one of them. Now here, if I have to check for the customer, now here the filter amount, the filter thing has to be done for segmentation, for segment, one particular segment. That is, I would like here segment to be added. Now how will the function change? Right? What I want to do is I would like the segment to be uh, let's say consumer. Now this particular filter or this particular criteria I cannot add in some X function. Okay, that cannot be added in some X function. So if I have to do just the total, it's fine. But if I have to add any filter criteria, that cannot be done in some X function, because here if I do filter, that filter will be with respect to one single table, and there are two tables into picture. One table is customer table and the other table is the orders table. So I have to write a function here. Now, if the filter is done in orders table, then this calculation must be done from the same table. But if the filter is done here, the filter is done for customer, then this calculation must belong to customer table only. That's the restriction that this SumX provide. Okay. Now, if I have to add one more condition in SumX function, that will be that condition will be only from orders table. It cannot be from customer table. If I have to do this in calculate function, you can easily do the calculation. Let's take an example here. This is for calculate. Yeah. So what I'll do here is I'll simply type filter. I'll add one function filter. Table is orders table, and the expression is segment. Filter expression is 1 second. Yeah. So 1 second. Customer. Sorry. Sorry. My bad. So segment belongs to customers table. So customer, and then comma. What is the filter expression? Segment equal to consumer. Now here, this particular syntax is not case sensitive. Now this particular example, if I have to do this particular complicated calculation, it is not possible in SumX function. Why? Because SumX function only refers to row context and does not respect the filter context. So see here, I add this particular figure and that changes. Of course, there is a difference here, but now as I mentioned here, in total sum x, we cannot add this expression in sum x function, because whatever table name that you have given here, the same table expression have to be written here. It cannot work on multiple tables. It cannot work on multiple tables. Just 1 second, friends. Kids have come in the room. That's the problem with work from home. Sorry for the disturbance, guys. Okay. Total of both the tables are not the same. That will not be the same, because here we are giving the calculation for the complete sales amount. See this one. This is for complete orders table, and this is with respect to the consumer filter. Getting it? Yeah, that's the difference between row context and filter context. We're working from family space instead of office space. Thank you. Thank you. So, any questions, friends, about row context and filter context? Actually, even I took little time in understanding what is the filter context and row context, but this is how it works. See here, whenever there is a relationship, and if the filtering thing should happen from two separate table, the SumX function will not work. SumX function can only work in single table, but calculate function can work on multiple tables. Okay. Yeah. So this part, if we have time towards the end, I'll come back to it. I'll quickly now move on to time intelligence function. Okay. Sagar Parmar, this way we are hard coding filter inside a formula. Is there a better way of formula, way or formula so that the measure can respect any filter that we throw at? Yeah. So instead of just sumx function, what you can do is you can use calculate function. That's what I actually told you about filter context. Yeah. But if the calculation has to happen in one table, so this particular example was from row context to filter context transition. Okay, give me some time. Towards the end, I'll take up couple of more example if we have time, and only for the people those who would like to stay back. Yeah, after 9 o'clock, I'll take one more example to explain the filter context. Okay, let's go to time intelligence function right now. Okay, now what is time intelligence function? I would like to calculate YTD and MTD. Okay, now see, I'll tell you one simple problem with writing more functions here is do you see this calculate this measure, although we are writing in orders table, but measures are not featuring in orders table, but they are featuring in customer table. Remember one more property is these measures these measures that we have here are independent of the table. So it doesn't matter whether is it in this table or any other table. Let's see. I go back to this, and this is the state total sales amount. Let me put it in some other table. So it says home table. I change. What did I do? I click on that table under measure tools. It says home table. Let me change it to products. See, total sales amount now moves from this to products table. Doesn't matter. It still gives you the answer. Total sales amount. Okay, total sales AMD, it still gives the same answer. Now see, how do we organize? Because see, what happens is these measures may feature in any of the table, and then it becomes when you have a lengthy or too many measures in your data, what happens is you will struggle locating these measures. So instead, what we can do here is I'll go to home, and this is just my simple way of uh, organizing measure. So I go to modeling tab, and here there is an option. Sorry, not in modeling tab. Just 1 second. There is an option for new table. I think it's here. Okay, that's not the one. Sorry. I just I'm not getting that option. Enter table. There is an option to get the table. This is to create a new table. Sorry, this enter data. Sorry. Actually, this used to be under modeling tab, and somehow Microsoft changed it. This enter data is nothing but creating a blank dummy table. Okay. So what I'm doing, I went to home tab, and this is enter data, and I name it as a measure. A measure. Okay. Now I click on load. Now see what I'm doing. What did I do? I created a measure. I clicked on enter data, and I clicked on a measure. And see here, I purposely wrote it as a measure. Writing A in the beginning will keep this table at the top. See, a measure has come here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move each of these measures into a measure table. A measure. I click here. A measure. See, all the measures are moving in here. Okay. Unfortunately, you cannot select multiple measure, only one measure at a time. A measure. A measure. A measure. See, I'm moving all these measures into one single table. What is the advantage? I'll show you one more thing. I'm saving this file and closing it for now. Take a look at this table. This is the icon at the moment. This is the icon. Okay. I'm closing this. And now I'm going to open this once again. Right click, Day 2 Power BI. It takes a little while to open Power BI. Okay. Oh my God. I made a mistake. I should have deleted this extra column. Do you see this column 1? Let me delete that first. Yeah. I deleted that column 1. And now all I have are only the measures here. Okay. So after having all the measures here, now I save this and restart Power BI once again. Just give me a moment. Okay. Indeed, Sagar. That's a very good way of organizing all your measures. Now take a look on the right hand side, the icon that is going to come. Do you see this measure icon? Yeah. This icon has changed. Earlier it was a table, now putting all the measures into one. So let's say you have time intelligence measures. You create one table. You have data analysis measure. You can put it in one folder. Then you have all predictive analytics measures. Put it in one folder likewise. So what happens? It gives you detailed categories of organizing all your measures. Okay. So let me try one more thing. Likewise, I'm going to create one more table, and here I'm going to type time intelligence measures. I purposely start with A so that I can see all the measures at the top. Time intelligence or time intelligence. So whatever new measure that I'm going to create will be in this earn time intelligence table. So what will that do? I will have the proper way to organize all the measures. Now let's come back to this particular feature. Okay. All right, so someone has pinged me at the right time. I was about to think of when to give the break. So I will start with the time intelligence. Let's take today 5 minutes break instead of 10 minutes. I hope that will do. Okay, so let's take 5 minutes break. So it's 7:37. We'll be back after 5 minutes. And what is going to be today's power tip? Okay, let me show you today's power tip. Uh, okay, I'm opening number this screen, and I'm going to write few things: A, B, C, D, E, F, and let me write some names here. I'll pick up the names from the list. I type Siddharth, then I have Sagar, Bhairavi, then I have Sunil, Pratik. So I've taken the names from the list, and let me take a screenshot of certain questions that I have on the screen. So I'm going to take a screenshot. Okay, so this is the screenshot of all the people who are asking questions and everything that I'm getting. Okay, now friends, let me tell you, what if I close this Excel file now? Right, if I say don't save, what will happen to this file? And if I click on don't save, now see here, this file is not saved. If I try to click on save, it is asking me to save the file. If I click on don't save, and then if I realize that I should not have closed that file, what do we do? So let's take a break for 5 minutes, and after the break, I'll tell you how to recover such files. Yeah, I'll give you the demonstration. Let's take a break for 5 minutes, exactly 5 minutes. I will not repeat it. This tip is a privileged tip only for the privileged people who come back in time. Thank you. All right, friends, let's get started. Okay. So here, I think we all are here. Can I get few heads up? Thanks, Seshu Kumar, Sunil, and Sagar, Bhairavi. Thank you. All right. So we'll get started with the power tip. So anyone has the idea? What are we going to do? See, take a look at the screen. These are the names of people. This is screenshot, and I'm exactly at the same screen. I click on save. It is asking me where to save. So this file is not saved. I click on it, and it says don't save. Now what? The file is gone. Now Pratik says recover unsaved workbook. So Pratik, can you also help me recover that file? Can you please tell me the steps? I'd like to recover that file that I closed just now without saving. Okay, so I go to File tab. All of you, please look at the screen. I go to File tab, then recovered file recent below. So here in File tab, I don't have that option. Yeah. Now, see, let me tell you what needs to be done. I go to File. Yeah. I go to Info. That's the easiest method. Okay. Now in File tab, I go to Info, and in Info, do you see this option that says Manage Workbook? I click on that, and then I click on Recover Unsaved Workbook. Now see, today is 17th February, and this is the file 739 that I worked upon. So let me open this file. Here is the file that I had worked upon. So even if I've closed that file, I still am able to recover that file. So that's the benefit of using recover unsaved workbook. Okay, so it's under File tab. There we get the option. I repeat it once again: File, Info. There we have Manage Workbook. Click on Recover Unsaved Workbook. That's the way to recover your Word, Excel, PowerPoint files. Yeah. All right. Okay. So Subhash has a question, and this is the last question that I'm answering with respect to this topic. I'm sorry, but I don't have much time. So Subhash has a question: can this be done after the computer is shut down? You can recover these files in the next 5 days, right? So within 5 days, if you recover it, this file can be recovered. After 5 days, it cannot be recovered. And remember that in these 5 days, you will shut down your computer at least once. So that's the answer to your question. And the second thing, I'll give you one extra information. I click on File, Options, and when I go to File Options, here Save, here I have purposely reduced the duration to 1 minute. If you look at your computer, if you go to File Options and click on Save, here it will be 10 minutes. That means file needs to be kept open for at least 10 minutes, or that means you should be working for more than 10 minutes to be able to recover a document. If you close a particular document within 10 minutes, that cannot be recovered. I have reduced it to 1 minute, so recently changed file can also be recovered. Okay, but there are certain drawbacks. Just in case if a file is extremely heavy, then this 1 minute could create a problem. But don't worry, I have kept it 1 minute. I would recommend you to keep it at least 5 minutes, not lesser than that. I generally do training program, and I have to take give these feature demonstration quickly. That reason I have reduced it to 1 minute. Accidentally, my colleague forgot to save work done, and we lost 4 hours of work. CH, however, you should have known this step. We couldn't retrieve it. You could have retrieved it using this feature. Okay. Anyways, let's get started with, okay, one more extra tip that I'll give you just in case. If you want to be able to recover the files with various other ways. Now what exactly happens, you either replace the existing file or you delete the file, and if you would like to recover those files, uh, do watch my video on, I'll share that video. If your organization is using OneDrive, or if you're using Office 365, then you must watch this video, best practices of using OneDrive. There are a lot of recovery options available under the Microsoft 365. You should know how to use them. So I'm pasting the link here. Do watch this video. If you're using OneDrive, you can take the backup of your entire laptop, and you can have different version controls. You can have different, even if you have replaced the file with some other file, and if you'd like to recover the earlier one, you'll be able to do all those things. And I've shared a lot of tips and tricks on this video. Okay, that is on OneDrive. Okay, so let's come back to Power BI. Now, when I talk about Power BI here, we are going to do what time intelligence function. So in order to do time intelligence function, let's say I would like to calculate the profit based on date, month, and year. Okay, so here I would like to get it year wise. I create a table. So year wise, quarter wise, month wise, I will go ahead and use this total sales. Which function is that? Sum x. Okay, just give me a moment. Uh, okay, so here we have total sales calculate. Okay, so this is the total sales calculate function. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a simple way of calculating YTD. Okay, there are two ways. One is writing the formula, and the other one is automated ways of writing the formula. I'm going to talk about both the things. So I would like to calculate YTD first of all. So how do we do that? So there is a function. I'll again use a new measure, and here I'm going to write total YTD, right? Equal to total YTD equal to total. Actually, total YTD is the function. So I go to total YTD. It is asking me for an expression. So what is my expression here? I'll use the same total sales calculate function. Now, what are the dates that I would like to get? So my dates are the date column. So this date table, this date table, date, I close that, right? So my total YTD, see, it's just a simple function. Total YTD, what is it asking you for? The dates, sorry, expression and dates. The filter and year and date are immaterial here. I mean, not immaterial, they can be used, but I'm not going into that complications. I'm just making it simple. So here we have expressions and the date. So my expression is the same formula that I've written here. I'm using it here. Okay. Now here, what are we going to do? Or else total profit can also be used instead of total sales calculated, because that is only for a particular segment. So I don't want that. I'll make use of total profit. Total profit. So what is my total profit till date? My total profit till date with respect to the date table is this, right? So this is my total YTD. I click on it and let me move it to a time intelligence measure. So I've used it here. And there's one more extra change that I'd like to do here. Total sales calculate. I don't want this. I want total profit instead. So this is my total profit for every month. And I have just now written total YTD function. Those who are finding it confusing, I'll repeat everything once again. Whatever I did, I think I made a mistake with using this total sales calculate. So I'm repeating everything once again. What did I do? I went to my date table, which I have created. I extract year and I click on table, this table. Okay. I click on this table. So this is my table, complete table. Okay. After I select year, then I drag quarter, then I drag month. Okay, so this is year, quarter, and month. And now what I'm going to do, I have total profit. I'm adding total profit here. So this is my total profit, and then I'm adding total YTD. So when I add total YTD, see what happens. YTD means year till date. So it starts with January, 8,321. So both the numbers are same. Now this 8,000 plus 12,000 is 20,000. 20,000 plus 15,000 is 36,000. 36,000 plus 12,000 is 48,000, and so on and so forth, and that continues till December. In January, it starts again. 10,401, 10,401. That continues till December. In next January, it starts again. So that's YTD, year to date. See how simple is it to calculate YTD? Here is a function. Please give it a try. Any questions on YTD? Okay. Okay, Sagar, it will not work for March. The reason I'm saying so is because I'm not getting into that fiscal year calendar. I'll repeat once again. I have a separate video on YouTube, fiscal year report. This will answer your question. Yeah. So I'm not considering this as of now. Where is the copy link option? One second. Click copy link, and I'm putting it on the chat. Please watch this video. Okay. All right. Now, next thing, what I'm going to do here is, let's say I want MTD. Okay. Now, simple function that we use for total YTD, here we have the function total MTD, total QTD also. But let's say I'm a little lazy and I don't want to do that calculation of calculating total QTD, total MTD, and stuff like that. I have something. See, I've been using only new measures till now. Let me use quick measures as well. So I go ahead and click on quick measure. Let's see what exactly is it, right? So I click here, and here I have QTD. I select QTD, right? So now I want quarter to date. What I'm going to do, quarter to date. Now what is it asking me for? A date field and the base value. So where is my date field? Date field is here. This is date. So I drag date. Now it is base value. Where is my base value? I am looking for total profit. Now total profit is a measure. So I select total profit here. So this is my total profit and date. Now what I'm going to do now, this is little challenging one for me to click on OK. Okay. See, I press tab, 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 tab. Okay. Sorry. Actually, let me just hide this. Lock toolbar settings. Automatically hide taskbar. Okay. So here is the OK button hidden. Anyways, so this resolution problem, what I did was I just clicked. So here I have written it, and I click OK, and see what happens now. It is going to create one QTD for me, and let me move it to from a measure to a time intelligence. And now here, this is the function. So this also use total QTD function. Okay. Now see, this also gives other. So it takes a lot of things into picture, but you need not worry about those things. This is the function which is very important for you. And let me add that total QTD here. Let's see. So how does it work? So this is quarter one, January, February, March. So this number is same, January, February, March. Now this resets in April, May, June. The next quarter, July, again the amount is same, July, August, September. That is how it works. Okay, so that's nothing but the total profit. Okay, now see, when we talk about this quick measure, there are a lot of quick measure, year to date, year over year change. Okay, so here there is one more thing, year over year change. So I select that year over year change. Now the base value at the date. See, it is only asking you for two fields. My date is again going to be this date. What is the base value? Let me go ahead and again choose the same thing, that is total profit, right? For number of period. Okay. Now this period is going to be 1 year before or 2 year before or 3 year before, or if it is in terms of months, then 12 months or 1 month. So, but this is since year over year, I would like to compare this year with previous year. So I'm writing 1 year. Just in case if you have any confusion, you have a small button here. It says number of period over which to calculate change. Okay, past period, that means last year versus this year. So I write 1. So I click OK. Now see what exactly happens. So year or year total percentages, and here previous year to this year. Okay. So now here it has given you the function previous year with respect to total profit. Now here, let's see, I will add that total year. Okay, so let me move this into a measure, from a measure to time intelligence. See, why am I always getting the measures in a measure table and not the time intelligence? That is because whatever table is active, your Power BI will put the measure in that table. So I have been selecting this. Now next example, I'm going to select this table. So measure will automatically drop into this time intelligence. So you got to select the table first. Now I drag it over here and see. So this year versus past year. Okay. Now see here, when I go this is 24.49 percentage with respect to previous year. So there is a 24.49% change. So this is January total profit, and this year January it's 10,000. So from 8,000 to 10,000, there's a change of 24% in the total year-on-year percentages. Okay. Now the problem here is when I talk about quick measure, it does not have all the tools that we would like to do. Okay, so sorry. Here, year over year, month over month, and quarter over quarter. Now, I would like to check 6 months deficit. Sorry, 6 months change. So month on month is there, year on year is there, and quarter to quarter is there. So let's say I go ahead month on month, month over month. Okay. Now, if I have to get 6 months, if I have to compare with last 6 months, so what do I do? I'll change this period to 6. And now what I'm going to do, I'll again go to a measure. Total profit is my base value, and my total orders table, date is asking for date, so I add date here, and now I click OK. Sorry, I again had this one selected. Let me delete this and do it again for you all. Okay, I delete this measure and I select this particular table. So this table is active right now, and now I'm going to click on quick measure. I go to month over month, and now base value, my date value is this, and my time intelligence value, not time intelligence, a measure profit is this, and now I click OK. So see here MOM will come. See, month over month. So I add month over month, and this is going to be for 6 months. See here. Sorry, did I choose 6 here? My mistake. Okay, this time I made a mistake. I should have selected 6. So I type 6 here. Enter. See here. Okay. Now see. So 6 months. So this gives you the difference between 6 months. So 6 months, month over month, and all those things. You can write these functions and you can calculate. Okay. Any questions? Okay. There is a question from Bhairavi. How to check the totals match? Now, Bhairavi, can you rephrase your question? Cross check totals. See, when you talk about these totals are not equal to this entire column value, total of column value. So that's the reason the totals are not coming here, but are you talking about this or something else? Or are you talking about how do we get the percentages? I didn't understand your question. Please rephrase your question. Any other questions, friends? Okay. So now, this is about time intelligence functions, where if I have to get month on month or year on year or anything else, this is how we get it in Power BI. And this quick measure, take a look at this quick measure. It has got plenty of tools that can actually help you to work on. So this is the time intelligence function. Okay. So let's say you want to calculate average per category or variance per category, every category, or mathematical addition, subtraction, all those things are there. So there are multiple options. If you want to get the running total for a category, total for category filters, applied filters, not applied. I mean, if there are any filters. So there are various options available that you can use this quick measures for. The only thing is, uh, here, the challenge with this is, if you use too many quick measures, then you will not be able to write actual measures. So writing actual measures or writing or understanding which function is doing what is extremely useful and essential, right? So make sure that you study the formula of functions written by these quick measures. Okay. So let me give you one simple quick measure which actually you can use. Okay. So here, see here, if I have to compare this value, so here it is giving me the percentage. Okay. So it is giving me the percentage change. I don't want percentage change. I just want the difference. Okay. Now the problem is different. Understand? I don't want percentage change. I want the difference between what is current year, that is January. If I subtract it with last year January, what is the amount that I want? Okay. Now let me go to quick measure and I go to again time intelligence. Now here it says year to date, quarter, month to date, year over year change, quarter over quarter change, and all these things are nothing but the percentage. Okay. Uh, Now here the problem is, when I talk about year to date or all these things will only give me percentage, it will not give me the actual value. Let's say I would like to get the value so that I can calculate this percentage change, or I can do the calculation on my own. Okay. So let's see how do we do that. First thing is, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a measure now. Right. Now, how do I get this percentage change value? So here I use a function parallel period, okay, equal to calculate. What do I want to calculate? Total profit, comma, there's a function parallel period, right? Now what is it asking me for? Dates. I type date. What is my date? The same date table, date. This is the date column, comma. Number of interval. Now this is something very interesting. Number of interval is, I would like to calculate parallel period, that means 6 months before period or 12 months before period or last month. Let me start with last month. -1. Okay. Now -1 means previous year, +1 means next year, -6 means previous 6 months, +6 months means next 6 months. So I can do that kind of adjustment using this parallel period, comma. What is my interval? Next, last 1 month, last 1 year, or what exactly is the granularity? So I say last 1 month and close the bracket, right? So here again I've used the calculate function, the way what we have used earlier. I press enter and see here there is a parallel period available, and this parallel period is, see, this year, this is next to that previous year's value, next to that previous year's value, next to that previous year's value. Okay, so for just in order to make more space, I'm removing this total YTD and QTD, total YTD and total QTD functions, so that we can have more space to work on. Okay, so here, so this is the previous year. Got it? Now what I'm going to do here is I would like to change this to last 6 months. Okay, let's see what exactly, how do we get this figure minus 32.89. So I go ahead and where is that gone? Parallel period again. I by default it has come here. This time I'm going to select this manually once again, and now so I'll change this parallel period and duration to minus 6 months. 6. Okay, so this is the difference. So I'll add current month minus this month. Okay, so my new function is going to be subtract. So difference equal to uh, total profit minus parallel period. Enter. See, it will come here. This is the difference. Okay, I add the difference. So here is the difference for all, and there is a difference of minus 2000. Now let's see the percentage change. So the percentage change will be, new measure again, percentage change equal to divide, right? What is my numerator? Difference. Minus denominator will be previous year, so parallel, comma, if there is any error, it will be 0. Okay, I press enter. See, this is percentage change. Okay, 0.33%. So if I have to make it actual percentage value, see, this is the percentage change. See, minus 32.89%, minus 32.89%. Okay, so this is how we do the calculation manually. So in order to know, see, quick measure certainly can help you. Okay, quick measure certainly can help you to a certain extent, but in order to modify that formula, you need to know what formulas to work with. Okay, so a quick measure cannot resolve all your problems. Just like this one, we got the percentage, but we could not show what is the difference in amount. To get the difference in amount, we have to do the calculations. So for your information, let me add the parallel period function into the chat. There's a parallel period function. Then I'll write the difference function. Let me write the difference function also. I'll put it in the chat. I know I was a little fast here. And then I'll select percentage change. This is percentage change. Okay. This is the total value. Okay. Many people are asking day 2 BI files to you all. Now, it will not be possible for me to mail it to all of you, but let me show you one more power tip. I can give you the link right now so that you can copy this file from that link later on. You won't file any file right now, but I'll share that. See here, how can that be done? That's the power of Microsoft 365 or OneDrive. So I may forget this. So let me go ahead and sorry, that taskbar is not coming over. Yeah, taskbar. Let me just give me a moment. Okay. So let me share the link with you all right away. I think I already have shared one file with all of you. One link. I'll share the same link. That's a short form of the link. Yeah, ICIMUM. I am pasting this link on the chat. What I'll do after this training is over, I will add these all the trade day files and the reference files to you on this folder. So you can use this link later on. It will not be possible for me to email it to everyone. Yeah. So copy this link. Okay. Uh, okay. So I think that is in response to Sunil, Surendra, Ravi, Rohan, and Seshu Kumar. This is you guys were asking about the file. So you will find the file on this link. Copy and save this link somewhere. Okay. All right. So let me proceed further. Okay. So did you all understand the percentage change and all those stuff? That is nothing but time intelligence function. Okay. Now let me come to now after doing all these time intelligence functions. Let me talk about what do you mean by no, Bhairavi? I'm sorry, I didn't understand your uh, message. Okay. So okay, Bhairavi, I was very fast. I'm very sorry, Bhairavi. Actually, I did not do. So let me summarize. For those who did not understand the time intelligence function, see, I did not do much here. I just told you how to use this quick measure. I was fast with this because it's just drag and drop. I did not do much. I just selected what do I want. Let's say I want year over year change. This is the example that I took. And here it was asking me for the base value and the date value. So I just drag the date from here. Base, what do you want to calculate? I want to calculate total profit or total sales amount or total calculate, whatever measure that I want to calculate. I'll just drag it over here. So I dragged one field over here and date field over here, clicked OK, and that resolved my problem. And then I just dragged those formulas here. And whatever difference, this parallel period difference and percentage change that I calculated, I've pasted the formula in the chat window. Okay. So I was little fast considering that this is something that is just drag and drop. You are not writing any formula manually. Okay, so I went a little fast. I did not do much with time intelligence function, although in regular training program I spent at least 2 to 3 hours only on time intelligence. Yeah, but with this small session it is really not possible. Okay, so I'm going ahead with other features of Power BI. Okay, now let's take a look at some excellent features of Power BI. Okay, we can do it in Excel also. Okay, yesterday I did give you an example of Excel. In Excel, how do we do it? I spoke to you about two features. One feature, the day one, this is Power Query. So whatever we did day one and half of day two, this is the feature in Excel. But in order to use these functions like total YTD, total QTD, those functions are not available in Excel. See, total YTD is not there, right? So calculate function is not there, right? So these functions are not there. But if you want to use these functions in Excel, what you need to do is you need to go to data model, right? See, if you go to data model, I'll just give you a small preview of data model. Uh, Control T, enter. Now I go to data, right click. All right. So I go to Power Pivot, add to data model. I'm adding this particular data to data model. This is taking some time. Now this feature is here. Now let me tell you one more thing. What did I do here? I know I was very fast here. Here I selected this, I converted this data into table, then I went to Power Pivot. Now this Power Pivot add-on will not be available on your screen. In order to get it on your screen, you have to enable this add-in, provided you are using professional version of Microsoft Excel, either Excel 2013 professional or 2016 professional version, or 2019. Otherwise, if you're using Office 365, well and good, you will have this feature available. You can activate this add-in by going to File, just in case if you want to activate it in Excel, File. When you go to File, Options, when you go to File, Options, here we have add-ins, File, Options, add-ins, change this to COM add-ins, and then click Go. When you click Go, here you should see Power Pivot, Power View, Power Query, Power Map, whatever you have, whatever you understand, don't understand, just check all of them and click OK. Yeah, I repeat the steps once again for the last time. File and File, then More, Options. If you don't have more, directly Options will be visible. So File, Options, then you need to go to Add-ins, change this Manage to COM add-ins, and then click Go. And here check everything and click OK. This option will be there. Just in case if you don't have this option, that is Power Pivot, that means your Excel does not support Power Pivot. Remember that part. Okay. Next thing, as I said, these functions are not there, but over here those functions are there. So let's take an example. I type equal to calculate. See, the calculate function is there. Parallel period is there, but this is not available in Excel. This is a separate add-on available only on professional version, and this is called as Power Pivot. Okay, so that answers your question, Java. I am now proceeding ahead. Okay, closing Excel and coming back to Power Pivot. Okay, now let me show you some artificial intelligence related features in Power BI and some other features that you can use. Okay, so since we have very less time, I'm just going to include 2 or 3 artificial intelligence related features, and then I'll proceed further. Okay, now for this, I would like you all to now see, although I can use here, but I have a separate data altogether. So I'm closing this file and opening new Power BI file. Okay, let's open a new Power BI. Those who did not understand much in the previous session, don't worry, this is something definitely you will understand, because it's just drag and drop. So now after opening the blank Power BI file, what I'm going to do is I'll click on get data. When I click on get data, well, it's taking some time. Okay, so now I go to Excel, and here under the folder that I gave to you, ICA Power BI, there is a separate file, data for visualization. I would like to use this data for visualization. Okay, so I click on data for visualization, and I come back. See, questions have stopped coming. I am really concerned. What is the reason? Are we all able to understand everything or not able to understand many things? Please let me know. Okay. Now, see what I'm doing. I am now importing the data from Excel file, and after I go to import, get data, I have this data 3. Right, this is the data that I'd like to import. So I'll just check that box and click on load. That's it. Okay, Seshu Kumar and Deepak Chopra, thank you very much for the response. I know, actually Power BI, this is just an introductory session, but your questions actually motivated me to cover a little bit more on depth, and I understand that this is going a little fast, but I'll share all the practice files so that you can practice it later on. Yeah. Okay. So, Seshu Kumar, I'll definitely share my contact details. Just give me time till the end of this, I shall definitely paste all the links. Yeah. Okay. Now, so what I've done is I have imported this new data file with the data for visualization, and I've kept it extremely simple. There's just one table. Okay. There's just one table. There's nothing else. So now I'm coming back to this one table. What I'd like to do is I'd like to create some visualization. But the thing is that I do not know much about Power BI. Let's understand. Okay. Let's start from the basic. From the basic, I do not understand Power BI, and I would like Excel to help me to create some visualization, some uh, uh, smart analysis. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do, first thing, I do not know much about Power BI, but I am pretty good with Excel and drag and drop. So first I'll start with the drag and drop feature. So drag and drop is very simple. I drag brand name, then I have here price or profit. I drag profit. So see, this is brand name wise profit table. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, let me increase the font. So as I've said, view, drop down, customize current theme, and here I go to text. I change this 10 points to 17 points. I click on apply. This is pretty big, and this is the file. So I go to profit. Now what I would like to do here, I would also like to get the average, not only profit but average for each brand. So again drag profit here. So this is profit and profit. I change this profit to average. Now what I want, I again drag this profit over here, and this time I don't want profit to change, but I would like it to be count. So this is the total count. But I want to find out unique count for each brand. Again, profit. Why am I using profit again and again? I'm just showing you various ways to use the same field. So this is count and distinct count. Now, what is this count and distinct count means here? Okay, for brand and everything, it is giving me the same count of profit or count of profit. Oh, sorry. Profit, distinct count. Why is it giving me the same thing? Count, distinct. A very good question. Why am I getting distinct count and count of profit the same? So instead of brand name, let me choose something else. Let me choose manufacturer. So my Power BI froze. I'll add manufacturer. Yeah. Oh, okay. I remember. Why am I getting the count same? Let me not use, sorry, I have used, but for this, let me not use the brand name, but let me use the product name, right? So if I use product name, and now if I get the count, see, this is the count of each product under the same brand. So that gives me the same value. Okay. Now I'm going to drag the product name, and now I'm going to get the unique count or distinct count. I click on count distinct. That means the in datum manufacturer, total products that have been sold are 1342, but unique products that have been sold are 131. So actually profit is the same for both. That's the reason the unique count was not coming. I'm sorry about this. Okay. Okay. All right. So okay, so Bhairavi has an interesting comment. She says, "I'm sorry for writing this, but it feels like studying maths for of all grades in 3 hours." Okay. Anyways, now see here, there is one misleading element here. That is when you talk about average profit, count of count, and all those things, count of product name. I don't want these names to be visible there. I want to change these names. So how can we change these names? Just double click here. Average, average, uh, count, unique count. Okay. So see how easy is it for me to get it. All right. Now here, I will just highlight certain features and I would like you all to explore these features. So let's say I would like to do the conditional formatting. So there is an option for conditional formatting also. So this is something similar to Excel. Please try this conditional formatting. I'm not getting into that as of now. I'll proceed to one more feature. Since we are using product name, I add product name, and here I change that product name. And what I would like to do here is, sorry, sorry. I will not be using product name, and let me use profit. And now this profit, what I'll do, I'll there is an option show value as. I would like to get the percentage of total, percentage of profit with respect to total. So let me convert these values into percentage. So what did I do? I dragged the profit over here into this table, and I clicked here and select the option show value as percentage of grand total. So I can see that Northwind traders contribute to just 0.23%. But the highest percentage, now I have to go through all. So what I'll do, I'll click on this particular option and see what is the highest percentage. So Fabricam has got 22%. Okay, such a simple thing here. This is how we can do the table thing. Now friends, let me show some distinct features, and one of them is artificial intelligence. So what I'm going to do now, let me talk about artificial intelligence. I'm not sure if you know the being CA, I think you guys would know what is the waterfall chart. Okay, let me create a waterfall chart here. So this is the waterfall chart uh, visualization. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add there are two things I forgot in the previous thing. I'm very sorry. The two things I forgot was multiple relationship and that example. Two examples I forgot. With how do we deal with multiple relation and how do we deal with the bi-directional relationship? Sorry, let me complete this, and while wrapping up, I'll come back to those two questions. I'm very sorry. I should have done that, but since we are running out of time, I forgot. But let me complete this. Okay, so here we have order date. I drag order date here. Okay, with when I was actually pick up the order date that time, I remember that I should have covered that. Now what I want to do here is let me add profit. So this is a simple waterfall chart with respect to profit, and we have been getting consistent profit all through these years. Okay, but now there is a field called as breakdown. Let me add breakdown here and add that breakdown in region field. When I add that breakdown, I see although I've been getting consistent profit, but here there is an increase in the profit, and from 2011 to 2012, I got good profit, but there is a small decline here from 2012 to 2013, and as per the previous year, the decline happened in these two sections. Okay, although we did earn profit, but that is not significant. And then it further declined till 2015. But there is a major decline happened in North America in 2000 between 2012 to 2013, and I would like to understand why is this happening. Now here, as I said, artificial intelligence related feature I'm going to discuss now. So I do right click, and there is an option. So I would like to understand this decline. Why is it happening? So I did right click, and here I have the option analyze, and it says explain the decrease. I repeat once again. I do right click, analyze, explain the decrease. Those who are here, they can go ahead with it. I'll still explain those who are doing it with me. I'll tell them how to create this and then come back to this analyze feature. Okay, let's do it again. Those who are with me, I drag order date here. Order date automatically comes in category. Then values. What is value? Profit. Then breakdown. Breakdown, I drag region and breakdown. So these are the three fields. Remember, order date, region, and profit. That is there in sequence. Now here, I would like to understand this dip. Do right click, analyze, explain the decrease. When I do that, now whenever you get this bulb like icon in Power BI, that means you should understand that that is artificial intelligence driven feature. So now what Power BI does, it gives you various analysis. It runs various analysis algorithms and gives you what exactly is the uh, 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 reason. And what you can do is store accounted for majority of the decrease and among channel, offsetting the increase online. The relative contributions made by store and online changed the most. So it is because the online and store that has contributed to the fall of uh, the profit. There are other several reasons, and the reasons are given explained with different charts. See, here is a chart, here is a chart, here is another chart. So there are various charts which are given. If anything of this makes sense to you, you can choose that. Yeah, I think this particular thing makes more sense. What I'll do, I would like it to be added. I'll click on plus. The moment I click on plus, see, automatically this chart got added into my Power BI. 1 second. Yeah, see, this was the chart. Okay, this is the chart that explains the decrease in the thing. Now, how did it come? I just chose this one. It did not mean that this is the most appropriate answer to the question. Okay, if this suits me, I have chosen it. Now, there was someone who was asking me how do we do that analysis. Let me find out the analysis to this. Right click, analyze, explain the decrease. Okay, now here I do that, and there are various analysis algorithms run in the background, and it comes to this one. I think this is something which makes more sense. I click on plus and see that gets added to my chart. Got it? This is analysis. Okay, how do we select the right reason over the options displayed by the artificial intelligence based on your experience and understanding of the data? Okay, there are various options given. You should uh, go ahead and be able to identify which is the best apt reason for your analysis. Whether this feature is available in desktop version without logging, because it seems you are using paid version. Yeah, this feature is there for free version also. I have paid subscription, but your desktop software is completely free. All those features that I'm showing right now are not limited to only paid version, but they are available in all the versions. So don't worry about that, Sagar. If you're not getting the analysis option, check if you're using waterfall chart. And if you're using waterfall chart, then check if your version is the latest version or not, because this was not the feature initially. It's been a year that this feature has been released. Okay, so you can still say that it's an year old feature. Okay, so analysis option has to be there, must be there. Okay, so this is one analysis thing. Second artificial intelligence driven feature, what I'm going to talk about is, uh, okay, sir, can we copy this visualization to MS Word, PowerPoint? Yes, you can. Or else I'll tell you how to export Power BI as a PPT. Okay, so give me some time. I'll come back. So what you can do here is, see, I want to know more about this data. So, and I do not know much about Power BI. What I can do, I'll just double click on the screen. When I double click on the screen, see here it is giving me ask a question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly ask questions. So total profit, uh, sorry, I'll type country wise total profit in column chart. See, country wise, I don't want country wise, so I'll change that to, let's say, um, region wise total or region total profit in pie chart. See how easy is it? Okay, so here I can write. So you don't want profit, you can try something else. You want average sales in let's say average sales, or else let me choose something unique. Manufacturer wise, sorry, region wise, then promotion total profit in uh, tree map. See, this is the chart, final thing that I like. And what does it tell me? North America, Asia, and Europe. North America contributes highest, the second is Asia, then third is Europe. Okay, my business gets maximum profit from North America, then Asia, followed by Europe. That's the data, global data that I have. See how easy was it to type the question, and all these things got created. Okay, now what is tree map? Tree map, I mean, let me give you a simple reason why should you use a tree map, and there's one more map. Why should you be using? I'll explain these two things. See, first thing, let me take the same example here. I have used two things, region wise, promotion wise. Okay, so I go to promotion. So these are the promotion wise details. Okay, these are the promotions that we have run, and these are the profit. Okay, now if I would like to create a pie chart, how simple is it to click on a pie chart and we get it? Okay, or else instead of promotion, let me choose some lesser field. Okay, product category is also more. Just give me a moment. Product subcategory. Okay, no, it's too much. Region wise, channel wise. Okay, so this is region wise, channel wise, total profit. Okay, so region wise, so channel wise total profit. So what I've done is this is channel wise total profit. After this channel wise total profit, I would like to add one more element here. One more element, that is region. When I add region, see how this pie chart looks. Yeah, so this is region wise, channel wise pie chart. Now here when we add region, that secondary element, that does not give us much sense to this pie chart. I should be using pie chart for this kind of data structure. Okay, so instead of using pie chart, it's better to use tree map. See here, got it? Tree map. So it tells me maximum profit comes from store, then online, then reseller, and then catalog. If I want to reverse the sides, so this is channel wise, this is region wise, channel wise. So maximum profit comes from North America, and that too from store. So see, store for North America gives me highest profit, and then lowest is Europe, that too for a reseller, that gives me lowest. Okay, so this is something that you can use in place of pie chart. You can use tree map, something pretty good. Okay, now there are a couple of other factors that can actually help you, but I'm not getting into that, those artificial intelligence related feature. Now I'm going ahead with Power BI service. Okay, so that is, let me use another account, sign in with a different account, and I'm going to use Pradip at Tech Biz. Hello, respond. This is freezing. Sorry for this, was not expected. Okay, so here is my account. This is two-factor authentication recommended for everyone. Two five six 793. It is too much AI for Power BI. Just 1 second. Okay, now when I get this, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to publish this. So I go to publish this and I click save. And let's say visualization. Okay, that is asking me where do I want to publish it. Let me put it in which workspace. Very good thing. Okay. So these are different workspaces that I've created. I'm sorry, I will not be able to explain where can we add these workspaces to. But see, I'm adding just demo SharePoint. I'm selecting this here and I'm clicking OK. And see what exactly is it doing is it's publishing the entire Power BI to all the people. So here I have opened uploaded the Power BI into the service, and let me show you now where can we find that. So I go to portal.office.com, or sorry, powerbi.com. You can go to powerbi.com. You can click on sign in, and here you have workspace, and I have shared it in demo SharePoint. I think this is visualization. Okay, so I click on visualization, and here is the chart. See, this is something that we have created. Do you see? So that has got uploaded onto Power BI, powerbi.com service. Now let me show you. mm, Let me show you one unique feature here. Okay, so when I go here, see, I am not satisfied with the analysis that I've done. They are, I mean, this is very basic level analysis. So that is nothing but um, when we drag and drop the values. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am now going to ask Power BI to recommend certain visualizations for me. Now, this is interesting. This is the third artificial intelligence that I'm talking about. This is not available on the Power BI desktop. Now, whatever I'm showing, this is available in the paid version of Power BI online service. Okay, so this is what it is. I come here and now I go to the visualization. So this is misspelling, but this visualization under the data sets. Do you see data sets visualization? I click on these three dots, and now here I have the option get quick insights. Do you see this? Get quick insights. I click on get quick insights, and see, now it is searching for insights in visualization. Yeah, this is wrong spelling, but anyways, let's continue with it. So this is now going to analyze the entire data that has got uploaded onto the powerbi.com service, and now it is going to give me some insights. Now see, here it says insights are ready, view insights. I click on it, and now see, these are various charts or various analysis that it has run and found out, and it is going to give me now. So just hold on. I don't know why it's not coming. Yeah. So store accounts for the major quantity of orders. So in store, more quantity of orders have come. I mean, it receives. No discount has noticeably more sales. When you don't give discount, you sell more. When you give discount, you sell less. Probably this is the analysis what it has. So there are various analysis that has found out, and it says sales and profit are highly correlated. Of course, they are correlated. when sales are high, profit margin will be higher. Sorry, profit will be higher, not margin. Okay, so that gives that gives you seasonality, which is generally used in predictive analytics. So there are various other options available that you can choose from. Now, what do we have to do with these? Let's say I would like to create a dashboard. Okay, so what do we do? Here I click on pin, and now it is going to ask me whether do I want to create a new dashboard or I want to create a previous dashboard. So let's say I create new training dashboard. Okay, so all these charts or all these elements, I'm going to pin it to my new new training dashboard. Okay, so these are various things. This is about the seasonality. See, if you don't understand seasonality, don't worry, this is the part of predictive analytics. Okay, so there are various other things. Now, where do you find whatever tiles that I have added, that is available under the dashboard? So see this new training dashboard, I have it here. And sorry, we couldn't find that dashboard, don't worry. Sorry, I think I messed up. I need to go to demo SharePoint. This is the workspace, and under that I have dashboards and new training dashboard. Yeah, see, it is here. Okay, so it is here, and you can share this dashboard with any person. You can click on share, and whoever you share it with, that person will receive this link and will be able to download. Okay, now this is about the Power BI service. There are plenty of things that I am not able to cover here, but this is very simple. Once you log into it, once you have a paid account, when you log into it, you can play yourself and you will be able to understand what these different features are. It's very simple. You can go ahead and edit the tile, or you can edit mobile view, and all those things you can easily do. So these options are very user friendly. So when you click on okay, this is different thing. Sorry, I thought I am in report view. So now what you can do is, if you go to report view here and click on report and this visualization, there is the option to download the PPT as a, sorry, Power BI as a PPT. So what I'm doing, I have, see this, unfortunately, I don't know why Microsoft has given very small window for this. Okay, this is a recent change. Anyways, so under the reports, I have visualization. In that, if I click on file, okay, 1 second. Export, sorry. Okay, so I actually Microsoft has made certain changes. They used to provide the option under file. Okay, so there is Excel also. Analyze in Excel is different. I'll show that to you, that also to you. I click on PowerPoint and see what happens. Now I will be able to download all the values. Exclude hidden reports. Okay, I don't want to exclude anything. I click on export. So what will happen? I now will be able to download the entire PPT in sorry, entire Power BI report in PPT. Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, Ashish Desai, your question is very well valid. I don't want end users to see my data sets while sharing reports. Yes, they won't see the data sets. They will only see the reports. Data sets will not be visible. Okay. See, on Power BI service, data set is not data sets are not visible to me also. So see here, these are the data sets, data set option. But here, if I click on it, just let me just open this PowerPoint, and then let me click on this data set. The visualization, see, when I click on data sets, actual data set is not visible, but here you can create your own reports. Sorry, actual data sets are not visible, but here you can create your own reports under the data sets. Okay, so that data sets, actual data is not visible to anyone. Yeah, that's right, Ashish. Okay. Now see, this is the PowerPoint that you have got. So somebody asked me, I forgot the name of the gentleman who was asking me, can I copy and paste this? You don't need to copy and paste because Power BI itself gives you the exported version in PPT. Okay. And let me tell you, these are all pictures. You cannot see the changes here. See, if I click on it, these are all pictures that I have, the picture format. Okay. Okay. Now, next thing that I'm going to talk about here is one more thing. See, now if I talk about this charts and export option, then we have one more option in export that is about an analyze in Excel. Sorry, reports visualization. Okay. So here I have an option analyze in Excel. I click on analyze in Excel. It says download. I already have these installed. So I click on installed and I click on open. See here. So it will, if your version is not supported, it will ask you to download some add-ins which is going to be used uh, uh, when you want to analyze the data in Excel. Okay. So see, since I have everything downloaded, I'm using the latest version of Microsoft Power BI. I have this available. Following system error occurred. Okay, so authentication is required again here. Pradeep at 642-856. I don't know. Uh, See, since I'm using Office 365, I can easily get the data like this also, data from Power BI, and I can choose the data set here. Okay. Uh, I think I should have downloaded that Excel file. See, this is the one that I can use. It shouldn't be asking me for the password. This is the last time I'm trying, otherwise I'll leave it. 981-772, 981-772, and I click verify. Yeah, so it is showing me, and I don't know for what reason it is not fetching the data. If it doesn't work, uh, let me just troubleshoot this issue later. But let me tell you what exactly happens when you do that. It will automatically import the data values. It won't get the entire data, and you will at least be able to slice and dice the information on your Excel file. Some technical reason. This is some technical glitch. Otherwise, see, I have logged in using the same ID and password. Uh, mm, Anyways, I'm skipping this particular part here. Now, I'll. So this is about the Power BI service and Power BI reports. I'll quickly talk about two things. Write up document. Okay. So it doesn't require you to verify every time, but this is the time it's working for some reason. So I'll quickly talk about the two things. how do we avoid bi-directional filter, and how do we do multiple relationship. So these are the two examples that I'm going to talk about. And I'm sorry, I will not be able to, because it's already 9 o'clock, and I won't be able to continue the session further after doing these two examples. I actually thought of doing more examples on context, row context and filter context, but I'll have to skip that part for now. So I'm just going to talk about how do we manage multiple relationships and bi-directional filters. So let me open this and I shall close this part. Sorry friends about this. Just give me 2 minutes. It's coming up. I'll close this. Okay. So I had to actually give you the example for this first one. This particular, yeah, this value. So how do we avoid bi-directional filter? Okay. So here I'll write a measure. Okay, now you guys are comfortable, so I'll write a measure here. I'll write use cross filter. Okay, so there's a function calculate. What do I want to calculate? Let's say what is this count of products. Okay, so let me first write one measure count of products equal to count of, okay, count of product I already have. I'm sorry. So I'll type equal to cross filter equal to calculate. What do I want to do? Count of product, comma. So this is what I want to calculate. What do I want to calculate here? I would like to calculate using the cross filter direction. That means I want to use bi-directional relationship. Okay, but I don't want to change bi-directional relationship. That will be done only for this particular example. So I use a function cross filter. See, this is cross filter. Now, what is my left column? Left column over here is product ID, product ID from orders table. Right filter is product ID from products table, and the filter type is both. Now, this is very interesting, right? Filter type is both. When I do that, this is the function that can actually help me to avoid cross filter direction. So see, this is cross filter. I add it, and see, this is exactly the answers that I have. Yeah, these are the totals that we have calculated. So instead of using the cross filter direction, changing the cross filter direction, I can simply use this formula, which is cross filter. I'm copying and pasting this in the chat so that you all can make a note of it. Okay, this is the one. And then I told you that these are the two relationships. One is active and another one is inactive. So what I want to do here is I already have this report. Okay, this report that gives me total profit. Okay, now this total profit is with respect to what? Is with respect to ship date. Sorry, order date. If I would like to get it with respect to ship date, if I want to use that relationship, what do I do? What do I do here is I go to new measure. I go to new measure, and here I calculate profit ship date equal to calculate, and here again total profit, comma, here the function will be use relationship. See how simple is it? Use relationship. So which relationship are we looking at? The relationship between date table and ship date from the orders table. So I type ship date from orders table, comma. The second one is relationship between date. Yeah. Now I close the bracket, and see now here ship date. So what does it do? It actually, to calculate this total profit, it uses the second relationship, which is between order date, ship date, and date table. Now, how did I choose this? Take a look at it. So this is, I'll increase the percentage. So what is it active here? This is orders date table with ship date, and this is date table with date, and that's what exactly what we have used here in use relationship. Yeah, profit ship date. Order date, in order table we have the column ship date, and date table we have date. So this is what I have used, and see now the profit is going to be different. This is the profit 8321, 8347. This is 12417, 12459. Why is this small difference? Because this is using a different relationship altogether. Okay, so let me share this formula also with all of you so that you can copy it and use it. Okay, now I understand, friends, towards the second half after the break it was a little bit fast for most of you, and since this is a new topic, you must have got confused, and few of you were scratching your heads, and you have written those kind of comments for me. I understand that this was little in hurry, but I have given you all the formulas and functions and given you the ideas so that you can actually refer to it. I'll also copy and paste these files onto the link that I have given you. Let me share all the links once again. Some person was asking me all the links once again, so I'm going to paste the links here. So see, this is for, I think this was for uh, OneDrive. I'm not sure. I forgot the video. This is the link for OneDrive, and this is for fiscal year calculation. You can use this fiscal year calculation, and this link is going to be sorry. Yeah. And this is a link for um, the copying the text files, or the sample files that I've used. You can use this on the screen. Okay, you won't be able to see the screen, but look at the chat. Rohan, I'm not doing. I'm using two screen monitor, two screen setup. So I'm doing everything on the different screen. But you can see whatever I'm pasting it is there on the chat, or you can see it now. See, here is all the chat options. I have been sending you a lot of chats. These are the things. And let me share my contact details just in case if you want to get in touch with me for any further discussion. I am. This is my email address, and this is my number. Yeah, so this is my number and this is my email address. You can get in touch with me over here, and I think this is um, with the help of these materials that I've given you, you'll be able to understand and learn more. And one more thing, do go to my YouTube channel, and there are a lot of things to learn about Word, Excel, PowerPoint, especially Power Query, Power Pivot, if you want to get the detailed session. And let me tell you, there's one more unique thing for the Office 365 users. I'll tell you what is that. I'm not sure if I have explained that yesterday. See, if you take a look at this one, there is a video for Excel users, dynamic array. You must watch it. And those who are interested in Power BI, something else, you can see there are a few more information that I've shared on artificial intelligence that you can watch over here. So do look at it. and there are various videos on Power Pivot. There is one more. You must be using split column, or you must be using text to column, right? You can watch this and learn more. How do you combine multiple sheet Power Query? There are plenty of things there. Okay. One more thing is there are a lot of material using to use PowerPoint. If you are interested in using PowerPoint, if you want to learn how to create PowerPoint, you can use this video, these two sections. For Word tips and tricks, there is one option. For Excel and whatever power tips that I was talking about, all those power tips are available. One of those power tips, let's say you copy first thing, you copy second thing, and you copy third thing. I want to paste all of them. What would you do? You will copy it again, right? Learn more about how to do multiple copy and multiple paste at the same time. There is a video. So there are plenty of things. And if you guys want to learn how to edit video in PowerPoint, here is about my journey. I don't want to show it right now. I will appreciate if you want to look at it. You can look at it on the chat window. I'm putting it. This is a humorous video which actually tells you. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. This actually tells you how to edit videos on PowerPoint. Okay, so here I am pasting the link of that video. You can just go through that video when you need to. Okay, so thank you very much for this. Some people were asking about the recordings. See, recordings have not recorded any of the training videos. It is with the management of your ICI. You can get in touch with them to get the recording. Okay, so thank you very much, friends. Thanks a ton. I
Yeah,
would like to be in touch with you whenever you have any further question, query, or concern. You can get in touch with me. Yeah. So Sunil Gupta is here. Yeah. Whatever
yeah,
questions that you have regarding the recordings or anything, you can just get in touch
yeah,
with me. Thank you.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, and sir, yeah, and thanks a lot, sir, for a wonderful session. It was really a very nice session, and it will help a
Sunil, I
lot
think
to
you're not
all.
audible.
Acha, now you can hear. Hello.
Friends, is Sunil audible to you? Because I cannot hear him.
Okay. So now,
Okay. I think that could be my problem. Okay. No worries.
no, yeah. So, sir, it was a very nice session. Yeah. So with this, we end our seminar for today. Okay. Yeah. Bye, sir. Then.